Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian Report, where we look at the ASX and the Nifty and the XXJ, the Australian banking sector. So with the ASX200 here, it did catch me out a little bit. I'll just need to explain the wave 3 that we had here. I had this as an A and a B and a C here for wave 4 sitting here. But because we look like we're going to be making a new high here, then I'll have to put wave 4 here and look at this as 1 and 2 and a whole third wave here and a fourth wave here and a fifth wave moving closer up into this consolidation area here to top out. So let's just go in and have a quick look at that. So yeah, so before here I had wave 4 over here. But the US markets are pushed up, so it's likely that we're going to be pushing up as well, and we'll have a look at this in a moment, but it would pan out as 1 and 2 here, and all of this third wave, a fourth wave to here, and then a fifth wave higher coming into this space here. So I don't think the 2-hour chart's going to help much more, so I'll just go to there's one thing I need to explain here too on the, this is a 1-hour chart here. So I'm going to squash this up a little bit here. So this is another count that I've got, and the reason that I've got this count is because of all of this in here. On the, if I go back to the 4-hour chart here, I've got wave 2 here and wave 3 here. But I could never basically figure out, I was always one wave short within this structure here of like 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to here. So I'm still short this 1 and 2 here. I suppose I could put wave 2 here. So I've lined this up with the US, but on the 1-hour chart, I've counted this differently. I've counted it where I account for each one of these particular structures within here. So that leaves me in a bit of a nutshell, without going into too much detail. It leaves me with, if I copy this here, it leaves me with this top here being wave 5 here as wave 3. And then I'd pull back for wave 4 and then go up for wave 5. That's not how we see the US at the moment, but I'm going to keep this particular, this particular count that I've got until proven otherwise. So that's why the 1-hour chart will look a little bit different. So in a bit of a nutshell, we've still got this here as a wave 4, and then this move up through here would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, then an A and a B and a C for wave 2. So we're looking for wave 3 to move up here. So wave 3 to move up, and then wave 4, and then wave 5, and then folding over from here. Will it get to, I mean, in geometry, the 62 here is quite important, because in terms of geometry, this would be 61.8% ratio here, the 62, well, 61.8 is close to 62. So this becomes quite a significant area. So yeah, if you're having new trades, then you really want the 6,100 as your support here, okay? Because if this was going to fail, it's going to fail exactly where it is here. But otherwise, we should see it climb higher here. So let's just see how that pans out. But don't go long until it's sitting on here as support here. So it's got doing its arrival at the moment, and then it needs to have its first high above the level and then have its little correction, and then you'll have one of these highs here to go long on through that point there. If you're still long already, then we can move our stop here and move that. Well, we can move it, technically we can move it up into this space here for that, okay? So we'll just do that. And yeah, look, the banking sector and the resource sector, I mean, in this leg here, we've had the resources and the banking move together in this section through here. So and this is this section here. So this is the XXJ, the banking sector. So we've been looking at this little move up through here. We've been looking at it as a corrective move with the banks, and I'd figured this particular move in here as an A and a B and a C here, because it's in three waves, is corrective. So it makes all of this an A wave here, a B wave here, and then a C wave here. So this is the banks can have a top in play here. But if this high is breached here, then obviously this count is wrong here. But otherwise, we should continue to move down, with the Australian market probably moving up today in line with the US market. It doesn't have to follow it. If it doesn't follow it, then it will follow the UK market. So in this case here, while this top is in play here for the banks, then we can expect our resources to move higher and our banks to move lower from this area here. And this also ties in with say WBC here, the same thing here. So we've been short up in this little area here, a bit of a high risk trade, taking it on the turn. And what I was looking for was an impulse wave to the downside. So I think I moved the stops to this point, not thinking the S&P would make another high, or the Australian market not make another high, but it will. So I'll have to move the stops back up beyond the 61.8% from this point here down to wherever the low is here. I'll have to move them back up above here. What I might do is I might take some profit here, take half of the profit here, lift the stop back up here, and allow for it to rally back up to here. So we'll still be in pretty close to break even. And then if it moves up in three waves as such here, if it only moves up in three waves from this point here, then I will look to short again through this here. If the market comes down through here again, we'll look to add to the shorts here. But I'll go in and protect these particular positions that we have here, and the other one's ANZ as well. I think it was ANZ. So ANZ's the same here as well. But as it stands here, yeah, if this top is breached here, then we can allow for one more little high here, but beyond that, then we'll have to put this into more of a bullish pattern. We'll see. We'll just need to move through that. We're still seeing BHP and RIO move higher through here, so we know that in the bigger picture here, if I can just squash this up through here, we're looking at this here as wave one here and wave two here, and a third wave moving in. I'm glad it went a little bit higher here because wave three was looking a little bit short within this space here, so I was a little bit concerned about that, but it still had the power of a wave three in this space here. So yeah, we've still got further to go up into this space here, and yeah, looking a little bit like that, I guess. And the same for RIO as well here. And with RIO, I'm taking the trend from this low here, not this one here. I feel that this is an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, and then this is the 1 and the 2 and the 3 moving up, and 4 will move up to 100. And also FMG is a nice case to look at too, really. We've looked at it before. So with FMG here, we can look at, just get all this in picture here. So this looks even more powerful here as well. It might just be that this is just an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave coming into this space here. But this top should be taken out here, because this is, well, this is also corrective within this space here. So if we take roughly, so it's pulled back to its 61.8% mark here. It makes this corrective. So we've either got up for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up into the $9 area here, or even higher. or we've got wave 1 here and wave 2 here and wave 3 developing in for this market here. So yeah, that's that really. So let's have a look at the Nifty. And with the Nifty, as you know, we've been also looking at this in two ways here. We've been looking at it in terms of wave 3 over here, an A wave here, a B wave up here, and a C wave here as wave 4. That would make an expanded flat. And then we would be looking at this all as a bullish pattern here. I've got it labelled here as a corrective pattern, as an ABC pattern here with the top in play here, but I've also got a bullish pattern for this as well. So it's basically working itself into a corner now, so we'll be able to pretty much either buy this high here or sell this low here. So let's have a look at that. We'll have a look at the bullish picture first. The bullish picture is that from wave 4 low over here, we can look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 here, and an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here. Bit of a long shot because wave 2 is never really like that. It's always for wave 2 it's always very simple A, B and C here, but it's, you know, and then with inside of that, the A wave is simple, B wave complex, C wave simple. So a little bit like wave 2 and 4. If 2 is simple, then 4 will be complex. That guideline of alternation also works within corrections as well. So simple, complex, simple. This move up here is in 5 waves, so we're looking for it to pull back into this space here, the 61.8% here. But we're not ready to buy it on this low here. We're not going to do that, because what we're going to be looking at here now, once this move has been completed down here, there may be another little move down here, but what we'll be looking for here is for the market to move back. I'll just take it from the 10.8 here for another low to be in place. And we'll be looking for this to bounce back into this space here. So I'll just remove that, put that over there. So we can expect this to move back into this space here, but it may just move back in 3 waves rather than 5 waves. I don't know just yet, but once it does this bounce here, then this high that we've got our entry in here, we'll be able to move that down into this space here. And on the short side of the market here, I'll just squash this up here. So on the short side from this low here, we're looking at this as an A wave over here, an A and a B and a C here for the B wave here, and then the C wave finishing up here for wave B or wave 2 here. And then this would make this wave 1 down through to here, and in this case here we know where the 61.8% mark is, so from here we'd look at an A and a B and a C wave coming back into this space, and then we'd see it move down from here. So this leg is the one that we want to catch because it'll be in a 3rd wave, but also going to the upside will also be in a 3rd wave as well. So we're really just we've waited for this to top out. We've waited for this to move down. We wait for it to move up here, and then we'll be able to move in the right ways. And I'll also have some more information at that point too. So this is just the 1 hour chart here. And what we were looking at before is that if 10.8 here became the retested resistance, we could start to look to go short there, and we can build in trades to the low side here. But if this, this confused me a little bit here. So from this wave 4 here, I've got wave 1 and 2 here. And then I can look at this as wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and wave 5 here on this little high here. It makes wave 5 really quite short here. So I am a bit concerned about this top area here as such. So it does, because I'm unsure about this, it weakens this here, but it certainly does look like an impulse wave to the downside with a strong 3rd wave coming into play here. So I have to say it does look rather bearish here. So on this move here, when it comes back and bounces, what we can do is we will see there may be another little move down through here. I'm not quite sure yet, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. We will see a bounce, and we'll see it something like this here, coming back into this space. So what that does is that will give us, if I can just copy this here, we should even be able to get a better entry than this, but that gives us that instead of shorting it here, it gives us a short further up here. So this is the space where we can start working the long trade and the short trade here. But I just think we should allow it to play out. Let the low settle in, let's watch the bounce, and then we can start working the trade. And that way we don't have to get into the guessing game of it all. We can just continue to edge forward, and we'll end up surfing the wave, so to speak. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.